Every time the telephone rings, your home's security boundary fractures. Criminals rely on a simple truth. You were raised to answer the phone. You must never ignore scam calls as a mild annoyance. They are calculated attacks on your financial independence. The anxiety begins before you pick up the receiver. You check the caller ID. The numbers look local. They mimic your area code. They borrow the trust built by your neighbors. You answer. A voice speaks. It sounds legitimate. In 2026, artificial intelligence clones voices. It replicates panic. A single conversation compromises your daily peace. The intrusion is immediate. The standard response is caution. Caution fails against automated volume. You need a structural barrier. We call this the perimeter defense protocol. It removes the burden of choice. The phone rings only when the caller is verified. This protocol relies on hardware. Devices stand between the network and your living room. They filter the noise. They restore the silence. The first layer of defense requires physical intervention. Devices like the CPR Shield intercept numbers before the first ring. They contain pre-programmed databases of known threats. Millions of malicious numbers are blocked at the source. The hardware connects to your existing landline. Installation takes minutes. The silence is instantaneous. You press a single red button to sever live calls. The number is blacklisted forever. The threat vanishes. Let us examine the second class of interception. These are the whitelist gatekeepers. They operate on an inversion of trust. Instead of blocking known criminals, they allow only known contacts. Every other caller faces a challenge. They must announce their name. They must prove human intent. Robocalls cannot navigate this barrier. They disconnect. Have you noticed a specific time of day when predatory calls escalate in your home? Share your observation in the comments below. Recognizing the pattern is the first defense. The Sentry Dual filter represents this category. It requires unfamiliar callers to press 0 to proceed. Automated dialers fail this test. The phone never rings on your end. You can examine the current setup for this device through the link in the description. It integrates without altering your current phone provider. Notice the risk. Living alone changes the acoustics of your home. A ringing phone echoes louder. It demands attention. When a scammer breaches this space, the violation feels physical. You must never ignore scam calls because they test your cognitive defenses. They drain your energy. They force you into defensive postures in your own living room. The perimeter defense protocol shifts this power dynamic. The machine fights the machine. You remain undisturbed. Consider the third category of protection. These are algorithmic pattern blockers. They analyze the frequency of incoming calls across the network. If a number dials 10,000 homes in an hour, the device flags it. It terminates the connection before the signal reaches your wall jack. The Telprotect V8 utilizes this network-level intelligence. It updates its threat registry every evening. Your defense evolves while you sleep. The barrier strengthens. Many independent routines now rely on mobile devices. Landlines are no longer the sole vector of attack. The fourth defense mechanism bridges this gap. Bluetooth cellular bridges route mobile calls through a secure home base. The Cell 2 Jack Interceptor exemplifies this transition. It pairs your mobile phone with a robust physical blocker. You navigate mobile threats using tangible buttons. The interface remains familiar. The security increases. Smartphones hide their block functions behind layers of menus. A physical device brings the defense back to the surface. You push a button. The digital threat ends. This changes safety. The final component of this architecture involves active engagement. Defensive artificial intelligence neutralizes offensive algorithms. Devices like the Aura Voice Shield answer the call for you. They engage the scammer. They waste the automated dialer's time. They transcribe the intent. You read the text on a high-contrast screen. You decide if the interaction warrants your voice. You maintain autonomy. You avoid the pressure of the live conversation. The goal is not isolation. The goal is filtered connection. Your home should welcome family, medical providers, and friends. It should reject predators. Technology simplifies this boundary. It requires zero ongoing effort. You set the perimeter once. The hardware maintains the line. The peace of mind extends beyond your walls. Your family worries about your vulnerability to these tactics. A visible, physical blocker reassures them. They see the red button. They understand the shield is active. This preserves your independence. It stops the conversations about your capability. You manage your environment. You dictate who enters your auditory space. Scammers deploy specific narratives to bypass logic. They use the Medicare replacement tactic. They use the compromised account warning. They use the familiar distress signal. These narratives rely on shock. They bypass your rational assessment. The perimeter defense protocol stops the narrative before it begins. A ringing phone is an open door. The call blocker is the deadbolt. Standard caller ID is inadequate. It provides information. It still demands an action. It forces you to read, assess, and decide. This decision fatigue wears down your resilience. Late in the evening, your defenses drop. The call blocker removes the decision. It acts on predetermined logic. It protects your cognitive reserves. Let us review the installation reality. Many avoid these devices due to a perceived setup burden. The reality of 2026 hardware is plug and play. You unplug the phone cord from the wall. You plug it into the blocker. You run a second cord to the phone. The physical loop is closed. The power is supplied. There are no software downloads required. There are no passwords to remember. The system operates in the background. It is an invisible guard. The whitelist strategy requires a brief initial setup. You input the numbers of your family. You add your pharmacy. You add your doctors. These numbers bypass the filter. They ring through normally. Everyone else faces the electronic gatekeeper. This inversion of access protects your focus. You hear from those who matter. Scammers change numbers daily. They cycle through area codes. Static databases eventually fall behind. Network-level analysis detects the behavioral footprint of a scammer. The system recognizes the volume of calls. It identifies the machine gun dial pattern. It drops the call before your phone registers the signal. Mobile phones are personal. They rest in your pocket. A scam call on a mobile phone feels intimate. It vibrates against you. It demands immediate focus. Routing this through a desk-based blocker creates distance. It turns an intimate intrusion into a manageable external event. You approach the base station. You read the screen. You press the physical block button. The threat is neutralized. This separation is crucial for peace of mind. Notice the pattern. When a voice clone calls, human ears struggle to detect the fraud. The machine detects the digital artifacts in the audio. It challenges the caller with unpredictable logic. Automated scripts break down. The call is flagged. You are protected from the manipulation of familiarity. Your home is a sanctuary. The architecture of your walls protects you from physical threats. Your doors have locks. Your windows have latches. The telephone line is an unprotected conduit into your living space. It bypasses the physical locks. It delivers the threat directly to your ear. Treating the phone line as a secure channel is a dangerous legacy habit. In the past, the cost of a long-distance call ensured legitimate intent. Today, automated dialers call thousands of numbers for fractions of a cent. The barrier to entry is gone. The volume of attacks is infinite. You must construct a digital deadbolt. This is the essence of the perimeter defense protocol. It restores the barrier to entry. It forces the caller to spend time or effort to reach you. Scammers operate on volume. They cannot afford friction. When they encounter a call blocker, their systems disconnect. They move to the next unprotected number. Your home drops off their radar. You become an unprofitable target. To build this boundary, you must never ignore scam calls, so comment the word SHIELD below. Subscribe to the channel to protect your independence and secure your cognitive longevity. This material is for educational and strategic purposes and does not constitute medical or financial advice. Consult qualified professionals before altering your structural routines.